everybody. It's been a while since I've made a video, almost 2 weeks with Thanksgiving. Had some company, had a lot going on, and then putting the Christmas tree up and doing all that fun stuff. But one of the cool things for Thanksgiving is my dad came to visit, and in his suitcase he brought a bag full of tools that he's had for a lot of years, and I'm gonna share them with you. Some of them are really neat, and super excited to have them. So the first item I'll share with you is this Ideal wire stripper. Definitely old. It says Sycamore, Illinois. I asked my dad about these. He used to use these for small gauge bell wire, telephone type wire. He was an electrician by trade, did a lot of electrical work, but really would only use those for small wires, he said. And he used to share, a lot of the tools he did use were Klein, but this was just an old wire stripper he had laying around, Sears. Looks like it's very lightly used. What's kind of cool about it is it says Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's where it was made, and that's always neat. The handles are a little loose, but the cutting surfaces and strippers are in great shape, so it's neat. Another really cool, unique item is this Cornwell. As you can see here, it's got the 3H drive, little wrench adapter on the side that you can use. I've seen these before, but never in the Cornwell brand. I think SK makes a set. There's a couple of brands that make these. Really nice little 3H drive wrench. Bunch of these little torque bits and adapters that he's had over the years that he's never used. All made in the USA. They're local, made here in Long Island. It says Smithtown, New York, Roscoe Tools, which I believe is still around, or at least Vermont American Tool Corp, I believe, is still around, and they make drill bits and so forth. So really some nice stuff there, and I'll use them to fill in as needed. And now this is a really nice thing that I'm excited to have, is this SK 3H drive socket set. Unfortunately, it is missing a lot of the sockets. It has a lot of other sockets in it, but I look forward to cleaning that up and completing that set. Another really nice set is this SK Bit Set. They call it Expand a Bit, 3H drive, 33 piece. So my dad did say it is missing some of the pieces, so we'll see what that looks like and if it's all complete. And then how about this? This is really, really cool. It's Klein pliers, right? Nope. Well, that's the brand Klein, and I'm assuming this is the original box, but it is not a set of pliers. It's actually an insulation cutter. I'm assuming it's probably from, I don't know, the 60s. I really don't know. My dad said this was my uncle's, who worked in the tunnels of the subways, and they would use this, an insulation knife, to cut all the big insulation. So never used, really nice knife. And then the final thing he brought me is a good old Ford automotive wrench. Never owned one of these before. It had a lot of surface rust on it when he brought it to me. It was kind of frozen up and jammed up, so I did douse it with a little WD-40 to free it up. Not super familiar with these. I know there's a lot of videos about them. They're not overly expensive. They are somewhat common, but really a neat tool to have in the collection. So what I'm going to do now is see what it looks like after I clean this up. Okay, so I took a minute and cleaned up some of these tools, and let me show you what they look like. So this is the Model T wrench. I just took this, put it on the wire wheel, probably for about, I don't know, 15 minutes it probably took me between the two wheels. Started with the stiff brush and then went to the soft one. Works great. I was actually surprised. It looks like there was originally painted black in there, and I'm going to leave it just the way it is. As you can see, it has some pitting. I soaked it with a little WD-40 so it wouldn't rust anymore. I put some 3-in-1 oil in here. It's still, some rust is coming out of there with the 3-in-1 oil, but what a nice piece of nostalgia. The Ford, as you can see, is a little rusted, but overall, really nice piece of history. So I'm glad the way that came out. And then the next thing up is this SK socket set, which I'm really excited to own just because I love these and I love collecting socket sets just in general. I love SK, Craftsman, I love the old stuff, especially when you can find the cases. So this one dates back to probably the 90s, just assuming just based on when my dad had it. Might be from the late 80s. It didn't have much in it though. It was missing a lot of the sockets. So let's take a little closer look at this. So what I did to clean it is I just put it in the sink, scrubbed it with a little goop, a little bit of a brush, and then when it came out I just hit it with, not WD-40, I put WD-40 on everything, but no, Armor All. And it came out pretty nice, and it's in great condition. I had an SK Ratchet extra, obviously it wasn't in there, so I put that in there. I don't have an SK 2-inch extension for some reason. I do have one and it's in another set. The rest all I have are bigger sizes. So that is a Craftsman made in the USA. The 5/8 socket was in there. The 19mm was in there. The 17mm was in there. And the 10mm, believe it or not, was in there, but it is cracked. So this will be going back for warranty at some point because there's a couple of things in here that are SK that are cracked. I had to look up what it was originally supposed to have, what sizes, because in here it doesn't show what sizes go in each slot. It originally started with a 9, a 10, an 11, 12, 13, 14, and then it skipped and had 17, 19. So I had to look that up because I wouldn't have known what it was originally supposed to have. So I stuck a 14 Craftsman in there to complete this set. And this 12 I had is an SK, but it's not the right size. It's slightly shorter than the original one. Hopefully in time I'll find those and be able to complete it. Taking a look at this bit set, I just happened to go online as well to see what they're getting for these, and these things are worth hundreds of dollars. I mean, new, I want to say that 300 plus. This set used is 200 plus. It is missing a few things, but this is a major upgrade from what I had prior, which I'll show you in a minute. It is missing a few things, and a few things are going to need to be warranted. It's missing the 3/8 hex bit up there. But otherwise it's got all of these screwdriver adapters, some more hexes I'm missing. I'm missing a 2, a 2.5. The 5mm and 10mm are missing the bits that go in it. So I'm curious to see if I sent these back to warranty them out, if they would send them back with the hex bits in them. So I'm going to give that a shot, as a couple of these here, the T30 are shot, they're stripped out, and I believe the T20 is stripped out as well. So I'm going to send them back with that 10mm that's warranted. And then these here, the T40, the T45, and the T50 are from a set that I had. I just put them in there of a nice set of vintage V-Series Craftsman ones that are really good quality. So I was able to put those in there. Unfortunately, I don't go down to a T10 that I'm missing here. This size is a T15. So like I said, this is a major upgrade to the set I had. Besides that torque set I just showed you that at a vintage Craftsman, this is the Chinese set that I picked up from the Sears not too long ago, probably in the last 3 years, and it's nothing like the old vintage ones and the SK that I just got. And then I have the longer Torx and Allens up here. Once again, this set is the newer Chinese one, so this is way better quality. So that's going to be awesome when I can put that in that drawer and move that to a different drawer with less priority. A couple other really cool neat things is another 10mm SK that's 1/4" drive. That was just extra. And then I was really, it doesn't seem like anything super special. It's just a Williams 3/8 to a 1/4 adapter. But the weight of this is unbelievable compared to other ones. I just couldn't believe how heavy it was when I picked it up. So the quality on that is really nice. A couple other things I got that are really nice. And I cleaned it up a little bit just to know what it is. This is a Matco 10mm impact socket. So another 10mm. And this is a really nice 9/16 Mac socket. Really thin walled. Nice socket as well. A couple of flex sockets there that are the vintage B series Craftsman. I think it's 5/8 and 2 11/16 sockets. There's a snap on there and some 1/2" max. So really nice extra sockets as well that are a little different than the run-of-the-mill ones that I have, which are mostly all Craftsman. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully you like seeing a lot of these vintage tools. I mean, look how beautiful that is, Klein. Just the box is just a piece of art, and look how beautiful that came out. I just hit it with a little bit of cleaner, and it shined up like new. So really cool, some nostalgic stuff. And hopefully when someone shows up at your house for Thanksgiving, they don't bring a pie, and they bring some awesome tools like this. So thanks for watching.